back of the wings and floats downstream till the current ends and dips its wings in orange sun grey and dares to claim the sky. But a bird that stalks its narrow cage can seldom see through its bars of rage. Its wings are clipped, its feet are tied, so it opens its throat to sing. Mr. Contest Chair, fellow Toastmasters, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to ask you a question. What songs have you sung? The verse of poetry that you've just heard was written by Dr. Maya Angelou, who I saw for the first time in 1985, October, at Catford Broadway Theatre. I was in an audience with 100 other women, and her voice and words touched me like no other speaker. The words of Shakespeare come to mind. Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. Well, Maya didn't have to ask. She had captured mine. In that moment, I thought, I want to be like Maya. I want to, even when I'm 80, use my voice to reach out, to inspire, to touch others. And when I left that theatre, I was that bird that leapt onto the back of that wind. A week later, I got back into my usual cage and started to sing my familiar songs. Have you ever been inspired just to see it rain? In her autobiography, Dr. Maya Angelou shares with us the abuse that she suffered at the hands of her stepfather, a rape, that silenced her for 5 years. Can you imagine being silent for 5 years? Can you imagine the pain she felt deep down? Can you imagine the silent song that she sang in her cage for 5 years? I can. For 2 long years, I lived in the cage of domestic violence. I married late in life, I was 42, and I remember standing at the registry office with this sinking feeling in my stomach. Was I making the right decision? I later found out that behind closed doors, my husband was charm personified. But to the outside world, well, if Dr. Jekyll arose from his slumber, I didn't have to sing too tough. But heaven help me if Mr. Hyde before I got married, I used to sing along quite happily to the songs of Beyonce. All the single ladies, all the single ladies, all the single ladies. But during my marriage, I sang songs of sorrow, songs of despair, songs of anger. But life has many melodies. And during my marriage, I had another tune to sing or to learn. My mother was diagnosed with bowel cancer. We were sitting in the kitchen one Saturday afternoon, just having a cup of tea, and she looked at me. And she said, Flavia, I didn't bring you into this world to be mistreated by any man. I looked at her. What was I going to do? I was scared. But there was only one thing I could do. I woke up. There was no way that my mother was going to leave this earth and see me stuck in a cage with my wings clipped. No way. I started to flex my wings. And I used my beak and I pushed against that cage door. And guess what? It was never locked. I just wasn't ready to fly. Well, I flexed my wings again and I flew out of that cage as fast as my feathers would carry me. And I leapt onto the back of that wing and I started to float downstream. I got a divorce. I got a degree, discovered me. That seed that had been sown back in 1985 by Dr. Maya Angelou started to sprout. I wrote a bit of poetry, wrote some short stories. My tutors, they loved the way I read aloud. I began to find my voice. We don't have to sing songs of procrastination, songs of fear, songs of sorrow. We have a duty to ourselves to fulfill our potential, live our dreams. In 1985, I saw Dr. Maya Angelou, the wonderful woman of wisdom, fly. And she made me realise that it doesn't matter how long it takes for you to reach your potential, it is about getting there. So, if you sing and strive, sing and strive, sing and keep striving, your songs will change. Change for the better. You'll start singing from your top 10 tunes. Forget the bottom 20. Over the years, my songs have changed. It wasn't an overnight process. But today, I can say that I'm singing songs of happiness, songs of gladness, songs that say, I can, not I can't. Songs that say, I'm a winner, not a loser. Are you ready to change your songs? Are you ready?